Hey everyone. So let's talk about AI, but forget about the AI that just writes an email for you or makes a funny picture. Today, we're talking about AI that actually does things. It's called Agentic AI, and it's not just some minor update. It's a brand new class of digital worker that is set to completely change the game for how business gets done.
So let's start with a big number, $1 trillion. Where does a number like that even come from? Well, that's the estimated global opportunity for services built around this new tech. And when you see a figure that big, it kind of forces the question, what in the world is Agentic AI, and why is everyone paying such close attention to it?
All right, so let's answer that question. In this first part, we're going to cut through all the buzzwords and really dig into what makes Agentic AI such a massive leap forward from the AI that you and I are probably used to.
So what's the secret sauce here? Well, at its core, Agentic AI has two key ingredients. First, it's got the brain of generative AI. It can reason, it can understand context, it can think through really complex problems. But, and this is the crucial part, it also has hands. It can take action on its own to actually execute a plan. It doesn't just suggest a solution, it goes out and does the work.
To really get why this is such a big deal, you kind of have to look at how automation has evolved. We started out with something called robotic process automation, or RPA. Think of it as a script follower, great for simple, repetitive stuff. Then, of course, came generative AI, which is more like our creative partner for writing things or making images. Agentic AI is the next level up. It's the autonomous employee. It doesn't just follow a script or create something. It reasons, it plans, and it executes complicated jobs all by itself.
Okay, let's make this real. Imagine an insurance claim. An old system might see a missing document and just stop. It gets stuck. But an agentic system? It gets to work. It pulls details from photos, checks them against the policy rules, realizes a document is missing, and then goes and hunts it down in another system. Then it orchestrates the whole process, right up to kicking off the payment. That's not just one task, that's true end-to-end automation.
Okay, so now that we've got a handle on what these agents can do, let's talk about the value they can create. And this brings us right back to that trillion-dollar number. Let's really break down the massive scale of this economic impact. Just look at the US market alone to get a sense of the scale here. The potential market for these Agentic AI services is estimated to be up to $450 billion. Now, to put that in perspective, the entire current US market for traditional IT services is actually smaller than that. This isn't just a new market, it's a market that could totally dwarf the one it's replacing. And make no mistake, this is a global thing. While North America is the biggest slice of the pie at 44%, you can see that Europe and the Asia-Pacific regions are also absolutely massive potential markets. This wave is hitting pretty much everywhere.
So how fast could this all happen? Well, for a comparison, look at cloud computing. It took the cloud about 15 years to grow from a $20 billion market to over $400 billion. But here's the real kicker. A lot of experts believe Agentic AI is going to be adopted even faster than that just because of the incredible momentum we're seeing right out of the gate.
And the demand? It's already here. It's not some far-off prediction. Get this. Over 90% of enterprises are already saying they're interested in deploying Agentic AI in the next 3 years. Companies are actively looking for this stuff right now.
All right, so theory and market size are one thing, but where are we actually going to see this technology at work? Let's take a quick tour of how Agentic AI is getting ready to solve some of the most annoying and persistent problems in industries we all deal with every day.
The real prize here isn't just about making small tasks a bit more efficient. It's about tackling what the industry calls trillion-dollar problems. We're talking about those massive, stubborn issues like supply chain chaos or broken medical billing that have just plagued industries for decades.
And you start to see a pattern here, right? In retail, you have an agent tackling inventory so you don't have stockouts. In healthcare, it's helping with staffing shortages by coordinating a patient's entire journey. In finance, it's fixing those slow, error-filled claims. In every single case, the agentic solution is aimed squarely at the industry's biggest, most expensive headache. So, if you have a technology this powerful, solving problems this big, what does it mean for how you run a business? Well, it means the old playbook is pretty much obsolete. We are entering a new era that requires a fundamental shift in both strategy and how you get things done. And here's what might be the most crucial point of all. You can't just plug an AI agent into a broken process and expect magic to happen. It doesn't work that way. To really unlock the value, you have to redesign your core workflows around what the agent is capable of. The question completely changes from how can we automate this one task to how do we completely reimagine this entire system? This completely changes the game for service providers too. The old model of just delivering some strategic slide decks, that's over. The new model is all about getting your hands dirty. It starts with redesigning the process, then quickly moves to building working prototypes, and it focuses heavily on managing all the change that's needed to get these agents adopted and delivering real value. And hey, if you're wondering about the sheer speed and scale of this shift, just listen to this quote from the CEO of Salesforce. He says they've never seen products grow at these levels, and that the market exploded to hundreds of billions of dollars in just a few months. I mean, that's not a gradual change, that's an explosion. And it just makes sense, right? When the value you deliver changes this drastically, the way you charge for it has to change too. We're moving away from just billing for time. The new models are all about results, whether that's a recurring subscription for a proven solution, a fee for every transaction an agent completes, or, and this is the most radical one, pricing based entirely on the business outcomes you achieve.
So we've gone from a new kind of AI that can do to a $1 trillion market, all the way to a complete redesign of business itself. This entire transformation leaves us with a really profound question. As these incredibly capable agents start to take over more and more of the execution, what becomes the new, essential role for human expertise? That's the challenge, and honestly the opportunity for all of us in this new agentic world.